Thanks to Stanley Tucci and his excellent Searching for Italy docuseries, we now know about some of the best restaurants in Italy. For a country world famous for its delicacies, it's hard for a first-time visitor to know where to begin. While Tucci's first love will always be cinema, he's very astute and well-traveled as a foodie. Being an individual who is, quote, Italian on both sides, he's particularly fond of the country that his family hailed from. In 2021, he began hosting the culinary travel series Stanley Tucci Searching for Italy. This 6-part original series aired on CNN and followed the actor and filmmaker as he embarked on a mouth-watering food tour of Italy. The series was honored with 2 Primetime Emmy Award nods, and in 2022, it was renewed for a second season. Join Viewcation as we take a look at every restaurant seen on Stanley Tucci's Searching for Italy Season 1. Episode 1: Naples and the Amalfi Coast. In this episode, Tucci sampled various pizza joints in Naples, Italy. His culinary journey also took him on side quests to visit a cheese factory and a San Marzano tomato farm. He later ventured out of the island of Ischia for a family meal before enjoying a delectable dessert on the Amalfi Coast. In Naples, Tucci went to Pizza Fritta di Fernanda, where he sampled the city's famed Friggitoria. He then visited Antica Pizzeria Brandi with his guide Elisabetta Moro, where master pizzaiolo Rafael Esposito cooked up the world's first margherita pizza in honor of Italy's Queen Margherita. The restaurant opened in 1780, making it the oldest pizza joint in Naples. Next up on Tucci's pizza tour was Pizzeria La Notizia. This pizzeria, which is owned and operated by Italy's premier pizzaiolo Enzo Coccia, has 2 locations. UNESCO recognized the art of Neapolitan pizzaiolo in 2017 as being an intangible cultural heritage. To experience what really goes into a top-notch pizza, Enzo took Tucci on a tour of the Campanian countryside to gather the perfect ingredients to make an out-of-this-world pizza pie. After visiting a mozzarella factory and tomato farm, Tucci learned about the Neapolitan tradition of paying forward a cup of coffee for someone in need at Caffè Sospeso. Tucci then visited Chiku, where he tried a fusion of Neapolitan food mixed with flavors brought to Italy from immigrants. On the island of Ischia, Tucci visited a restaurant called Il Focolare, which is famous for its rabbit dish, coniglio all'ischitana. On the Amalfi Coast, Tucci tried out a few dishes at the family-run seaside restaurant called Lo Scoglio. Here, his favorite dish was the spaghetti con le zucchine alla Nerano, a recipe Tucci and his wife tried to recreate for years after their first visit. Up next, Tucci tried some delicious pastries at Sal di Riso. Notably, he tried the decadent-sounding delizia al limone dessert, which is made from locally sourced Amalfi lemons. Episode 2: Rome. In Rome, Tucci went to Bar San Callisto, one of the most famous bars in the city. He tried out a caffè and a maritozzo, a brioche-based dish with panna whipped cream. He then traveled to Armando al Pantheon, a traditional trattoria next door to the Roman Pantheon that has been open for half a century. Here, he tried the rigatoni al amatriciana. From there, he went to Trattoria Pomidoro, where he sunk his teeth into a scrumptious-looking plate of carbonara while learning about the various legends behind the recipe's origin. Tucci's next stop was a deli called Pro Loco DOL. The deli's famous for its locally sourced meat, cheeses, and other items from the Lazio region. He then enjoyed several plates, including oxtail meatballs, trippa alla romana, and a frittata with chicken at Santo Polotto, a trendy eatery run by chef Sarah Ciccolini. From there, Tucci tried out some Jewish Italian cuisine, including fried artichokes at Carciofi alla Giudia at La Regionella, which is located in an Italian Jewish ghetto. To wrap up the episode, he visited Bistro 64, where chef Kotaro Noda cooked him some cacio e pepe. Episode 3: Bologna. Tucci began his Bologna food journey at Caseificio Rossola. At this dairy, right outside of Modena, he and his guide, 3 Michelin star chef Massimo Bottura, sampled some fresh and aged Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. His next stop was the Casa Maria Luigia Hotel, where he enjoyed some wood-fired bread topped with ricotta cheese, honey, and balsamic. After visiting a food market, where he got in touch with a sardine seller named Mattia Santori, Tucci visited a traditional Bologna deli called Salumeria Simoni. In Modena, Tucci first visited the oldest balsamic vinegar producer in the nation, Acetaia Giusti. After that, he traveled to chef Nicola Salvatore's Parma Salumeria, Salumeria Garibaldi, to taste authentic prosciutto di Parma. From there, he went to Frolimpopoli to visit a cooking school and restaurant called Casa Artusi, where he learned the original recipe for the classic Italian dish tagliatelle bolognese. To wrap up the episode, Tucci visited Osteria Lo e Simoni in the seaside town of Rimini, where he learned from legendary Italian filmmaker Federico Fellini's niece, Francesca, how to make capelletti and strozzapreti. He capped off the episode with an aperitivi at the Grand Hotel Rimini. Episode 4. Milan. Milano Duomo was the first stop on Tucci's Milan food adventure. Here he enjoyed a quick cup of espresso at an unnamed bar. Then he enjoyed his first taste of Milanese cuisine at Rotana. This modern Italian restaurant is helmed by renowned chef Cesare Battisti. Tucci enjoyed a dish of cotoletta alla Milanese, while the chef recounted the origin story of the veal cutlet. After enjoying a few drinks with social media star Tess Masazza in the Navigli district, Tucci hit up Mag Cafe for happy hour. He then went to a password-protected bar, Tensit, where he sipped on a martini made with saffron and a coal-based elixir. From there, he went to Sumirago, where he had dinner at the home of the Missoni family. After that, he went to the Orobic Alps to meet cheesemaker Paolo Ciparelli at the Bito Center. Tucci then learned how to properly clean and cook perch with the help of George Clooney at Lake Como. To finish up his tour of Milan, Tucci visited Osteria del Treno, where he and his wife dined on veal shank with potatoes. Episode 5. Florence and Tuscany. The episode opened up with some beautiful views of Florence landmarks. After reflecting on his family's history, Tucci went to the Sant'Ambrogio market to meet up with chef Fabio Picci, who guided him through preparing several dishes throughout the episode. At the market, Tucci purchased a T-bone steak that was, quote, as thick as the length of a matchstick. Tucci and Picci then visit C. Bio, Picci's deli. The two tried out several dishes, including raw steak with salt and a squeeze of lemon. Tucci then learned that throwing olive branches onto the fire gives cooked steak a unique flavor profile. After pub crawling, Tucci tried out some Tuscan dessert wine at Osteria Belladonna. To accompany his drink, he enjoyed an almond biscotti known as contucci. From there, Tucci headed on over to another market called Mercato Central, where he learned about beans and cucina povera. To finish up his tour of Tuscany, Tucci went to the wheat threshing festival, Festa della Bazzitura, where he tried a plate of crostini di ocio, which is toasted bread topped with a sauce made of a male goose. In Florence, Tucci dined at chef Marco Maselli's restaurant, Osteria Cinghiale Bianco. He tried dishes like papa al pomodoro, ribollita, and panzanella. From there, he attended a black tie event called the New Generation Festival, where he tasted a foam variant of the dish panzanella. After that, he went to an innovative restaurant called Nugolo. The young chefs at this eatery had the ambitious aim of reimagining traditional Tuscany foods. In Livorno, Tucci and Picci went to a sandwich stop called Torteria de Gagarin, which is famous for its chickpea flour pancake. At the end of the episode, Tucci and Picci enjoy a meal with some friends in the hills for a type of fish stew called cacciuccio. Episode 6. Sicily. After taking a voyage on a ferry boat specifically designed to carry train cars, while talking about eating a rice ball dish called arancino, Tucci went to a restaurant called I Pupi Ristorante, where he tried a few different items including spaghetti alla botarga and an antipasto of fish and fragrant olive oil. In Vittoria, a small city in southeastern Sicily, Tucci met up with a young up-and-coming winemaker named Arianna Occhipinti at her vineyard. He then went to Palermo to sample a dish called timballo at the 16th century palace Palazzo Raffadali. After landing on the tiny Sicilian island of Lampedusa, Tucci had dinner at the home of a couple named Beppe and Rina, who cooked him a stuffed poultry dish made with the common garden warbler. Tucci then took a solemn visit to a place called the Migrant Boat Graveyard, where he learned about the ongoing Mediterranean migrant crisis. From there, he took a flight to Catania, where he learned about the unique soil composition of the region and how that relates to the food produced there. All that digging in the dirt must have caused Tucci to work up an appetite, because he then went to the Michelin-starred restaurant Mi Compare Tu Ridu, where he met owner Roberta Capizzi. We learned the chef's specialties include pasta alla norm and donkey carpaccio. He then enjoyed another familial meal with couple Emmanuel and Mimo, who had served him a meal of chicken and rice flavored with spices from Egypt and Nigeria. Now it's time to hear from you. Have you ever been to any of these restaurants in Italy? Do you think you'll ever go? Let us know in the comments section below.